Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy SBX coming to you once again with another video, and I'm going to talk about why history repeats itself. And this theory, it's pretty much true about what's going on in this world, what's going on in society, and things of that nature. So that is something that I have always thought about for a while. It doesn't have to be anything that deals with like any other historical fact, but it can also have something to do with life situations, about human behaviors, certain circumstances and criterias that pretty much kind of repeats itself. And also, like I said, with people's behaviors and their actions that pretty much would reflect on current events and past events or whatever. So I feel like I've always loved history when I was in high school, and despite the fact that when I was younger I didn't really care about history, but I pretty much was taught and know so much about it. And when I was in high school, when I took the math test, and I didn't even have to study the shit, and I've always have done pretty well with history tests. And I've always pretty much, once I heard something, looked through it, observed, and it's already clicked in my mind. It's like a subject that I'm kind of like specialized to do versus other subjects like science and math and language arts and things of that nature. But however, history, it's very interesting to understand, because what we learn from the past will pretty much occur in the future, because history will never die. History will continue on in this lifestyle. It's a human life thing, and why I say that history repeats itself is because when you think of everything what's going on in American history and the whole world history, when it comes to wars, when it comes to like civil rights leaders, presidents, racism, communism, things of that sort, and it's been like that for like hundreds and thousands of years, and when I say it repeats itself, it's because we're always fighting over some freedom. We're always fighting because a certain race, a certain regime, a certain anything is oppressed, and they're fighting for freedom and justice, and this is going to touch a topic here, but to be honest though, folks, as anybody who is of African American descent or Latino descent, I feel like we're repeating our history all over again. And by saying so, it's that most black people, rather it's been like the 20th century, the 19th, the 18th century, well, our great ancestors, and they've been slaves and they've been oppressed for years. And the way how it thinks is that today's generation of African Americans feel like they can feel the oppression, what's going on. However, we're not in slavery anymore. We beat segregation, but now our new type of slavery is based on like governmental slavery when it comes to materialism, comes to Social Security, SSI, and I admit everybody is crippled to that. And not just everybody per se, but it's that sometimes when it comes to black people, it's even kind of harder for black people to become homeowners. I'm not saying every black person is like this, but urban America, black America, the ghetto, the hood, whatever you want to say, it's kind of hard that, you know, at this point where black people are really comfortable in their own environment and they're afraid of some, I'm not going to say all, but especially in New York City, where I'm from, where I stay, you know, it's changing to the point where gentrification is really highing up, and some black people are getting kicked out, just like how the white people had kicked out the Native Americans. So just think about it, though. You know, you can say, yes, that's a white supremacist type of thinking. Yes, we can say that. Or if we have a different opinion about that, which is understandable. But let's be real, folks. It's that for the past 200, 300, 400, like, just, I don't even know the approximate number, but for the past couple of centuries, it's always had something to do with black people being oppressed. We're fighting against a country that is willing to bomb us. America likes to fight wars. Other countries are dealing with crime, poverty, and things of that sort. And we are dealing the same shit. Like North Korea is like Nazi Germany. Black people's new problem is police brutality, and we're still oppressed. There's still racism going on in this country. Donald Trump is our president, and once again, it's like reliving a George Bush type of presidential bullshit. Let's see, ISIS is like the new Al-Qaeda, and you know, a lot of shit. I mean, my thing is that Black Lives Matter is like the new Black Panther, you know? That's why I mean that history repeats itself. It's because we're fighting over the same problems that people from the past or our ancestors been fighting for many, many years, you know? And that's why I say when it comes to history, the shit never ends when it comes to our problems, our criteria, you know? So, you know, and the funny thing is there are some countries that have dealt with the same problems as we do in America. And the problem is about America is that we're very close-minded to not know much about other countries that would pretty much fascinate the facts about what we can learn from another country, and they may have it bad too. Like, you know, if there's a country that is like a third world, like South America or Israel or Iraq or Pakistan or whatever like that, you know, because it's like when I say it repeats itself, it also can relate to every cultural background, you know. So it's just something that I have thought about talking about, and you know, and it makes sense that when there's a saying by Nixon say, if you are comfortable about the past, you're doomed to repeat it, you know. And that's pretty fucking true, because when it comes to black people, when it comes to any minority, when it comes to just typical behavior, you know, like I said, you know, they're doomed to repeat it, because we're living onto the same problems over and over and over and over and over and over again, unless we don't fix the situation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't fix our problems, build a future. I'm all for it, but it depends on somebody's mindset, their motivation of how we can be better as people. So I'm pretty much gonna wrap this video up. Please leave your comments on the comment sections below what you think about this topic, and subscribe to the channel. Until then, folks, SBX, I'm out. Peace.